All right, so a couple of really important questions that I'd like to ask of you. First of all, how many of you find that each and every day of your life is like a carbon copy of the day before? You know, many of us get into rituals and literally SOSDD, same old stuff, different day. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. If you can awaken, ladies and gentlemen, with an intention of making choices that are different than what you did yesterday, life can be transformative. And that's what I'm asking of you today. Another really important question. What has your healthcare paradigm been? What I mean by that, are you one to basically follow the masses of people? We wait till we get sick. We then make a phone call to a doctor. We get a pill for the ill. Go back to how we've always lived our lives. Wait for the next epidemic or problem to come about and do the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you follow some of the videos, you know that I'm coming from a different kind of paradigm. I have looked, examined, studied, and spent almost 4 decades. Yes, that's 40 years with well over 9,000 patients and have listened to so many of their stories. And here's what I've learned. I've learned that in our lives, we can either give our health away to a healthcare provider, or we can have a strong intention of taking personal responsibility for our health and our well-being each and every day. And part of a wise guy's wisdom is to really help reinforce that. And that's why we created what I call the Chuck Berg triune of truth, of aligning the spine, eating from the vine, and calming the mind. Yes, after 40 years, I've come to realize, ladies and gentlemen, there is no one source of a problem. There is no one cause of a pain. I don't care if that's a headache, a migraine, a neck problem, a back problem. It comes from a whole host. But if we chunk down life, we can understand that something is wrong structurally or mechanically, and it's in need of chiropractic care. So many of the healthcare paradigms, if you're out there reading and exploring and trying to understand, so many things are of a lifestyle-based nature. We've created many, certainly of the type 2 diabetes, many of the cardiovascular or heart-related problems, many of the hypertensive states as a result of our agitation, our anxiety, our poor eating, our lack of activity, and you know the drill. So today, as we've been focused, ladies and gentlemen, primarily on eating from the vine and talking about this amazing opportunity of participating in this Purification and Detoxification program, I'm asking you to ask yourself, have you been a 97%er in this game of life? Have you ever considered being a 3%er? Well, what does that mean? Chuck Berg, what are you talking about? It's really very simple. 97% of the population are simply like ants following another ant, a snail following another snail. And you know how that works. When it comes to health and well-being, we say to ourselves, what do I know? Go see the doctor. So we become an entire nation of a pill for every ill phenomenon. As a 3%er, somebody who challenges the status quo, I believe that the human body is a self-healing and self-regulating machine. It's not just a personal belief, it's written all over. This is what we do. We don't run to doctors every day, and yet we're well. Your heart knows what to do. Your small intestine knows what to do. What we have to do is not provide any interference. So really take a look at how you've lived your life. Are you somebody, because people go out and buy a Gucci bag, you have to buy a Gucci bag? Somebody has to get a BMW, you have to have a BMW. Be like the people around us. It's fascinating. It's not good. It's not bad. Through my eyes, it's fascinating. Well, I have chosen in my life, in many respects, to be a 3%er. To, yes, think outside the box and not just accept what is normal and regulatory and what everybody does as the way, and especially when it comes to healthcare. So as a healthcare provider and someone who's in natural healthcare, I would prefer to do things without drugs and chemicals. I just don't believe that that's the way. And I've learned that food has the enormous power to heal it has the enormous power to harm. And for many of us, our healthcare dilemma that we are experiencing right now, from diabetes type 2 to hypertension to having all sorts of digestive distress, is as a result of what we've been putting into our mouths and into our bodies for the last 30, 40 years. So today is really about an opportunity. Today is about making the decision that yesterday is gone forever, tomorrow's only a dream, but today, lived with intention, making good decision, can be the day that I make a choice to make some transformation in my life. We've been talking about purification and detoxification, and what I'd like to do is to share with you a short video coming up with about 5 or 6 people who have gone through the program, and I'd love you to hear what they have to say, and to hear what has happened in their lives, and to hear what has happened to their blood chemistries. And to me, this is the best testimonial that I have in terms of my endeavor to trying to help change your lives, your friends, and your family. So please, take a look at this. And folks, at the end of this, if you feel that you want to make a change and not have your life be a carbon copy of the day before, push the button, get this product, get the detoxification and purification kit. Folks, for $248, the cost of maybe 3 meals that you typically go out for, where you're having your comfort food, which was explained is actually the thing that's making you uncomfortable, this can be the greatest shift, the greatest possibility, and more than anything, you are going to help your body get rid of toxic load and have the positive changes that these people will have. Now, if that alone is not intriguing enough, what I'd like to do is also include a bonus. I have created 21 days of very short, like 3-minute videos. But the purpose of this is to try to help people stay accountable. Yes, you know, discipline. That's where everybody has their challenges. So please let Chuck Berg become your best buddy. And if you choose to participate, we will send on an automatic basis a video of about 3 minutes each day dealing with these different components of trying to help you stay accountable, both to the triune of truth in terms of the align the spine and exercise in your life, eating from the vine, which is what you'll be doing as a result of this participation, and certainly different suggestions of way to how to bring more peace, more calm, more love, and more compassion into your life. What a concept. So yes, that is a bonus on top of it. And finally, what I will also send to you is about 5 pages of wonderful recipes that my wife Jody has put together after all 3 years of dealing with purification and detoxification. And I can only tell you that these are amazing foods that we eat literally almost every single day and certainly enjoy it even to this day, almost 3 years later. That's your choice. But all of this is available. Please make this a transition. Make this a day that changes how you live your life. Trust me, you will be grateful. And I cannot wait to hear the feedback. And please share with me on comments below my videos and other materials you may get. I want to hear the process. And if this all makes sense to you, please share this with family and friends who are desperately in need of a healthy, natural, non-drug, non-chemical, non-surgical way of helping their lives going forward. Can't wait to hear from you. Have a great day.
My name is Ruth. When I first came to the office, I could barely walk. I couldn't stand up without excruciating pain. I tried everything from acupuncture, total cortisone injections all over the place. I went for the purification after about a week and 3 days of alignment. I started to see tremendous improvement, and all of a sudden the aches and pains started going away.
Ruth, what kind of aches and pains did you have? I mean, if you can just share with people, multiplicity of areas. Did you have problems?
All my joints. Mm-hmm. My joints. My shoulders were like rocks. My knees, when I would stand up from a sitting sitting position, I had to hold on to the desk or to a chair or to a table. I would literally, in the middle of the night, if I went to the bathroom, I'd have to hold on to the walls just getting there. My feet were like bricks. It felt like there were bricks that were literally laying on top of my feet.
How long, Ruth, were these symptoms
Oh,
part
years.
of your experience?
Years.
It was years. So we're
Yes.
talking something very chronic.
Yes,
Okay.
it was a chronic thing. I went for cortisone injections. They wanted to fuse my bones in my feet. I got cortisone injections in my hips because they told me I had bursitis of the hips. I got injections in my knees, and I was just tired of getting these.
And all of these joints, you're saying, are feeling much better.
At this point in time, I don't even think about it. I get up at work, and I'm walking. By the end of the day at work, some days I work till 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, people would say to me, Ruth, you have to sit down. I could not move.
And
I'm
now?
I don't even think about it. I'm just constantly running. And that's part of my job because I work in a school and constantly running after the kids and getting stuff ready for them. And I don't even think about it because the inflammation just doesn't seem to be there, and my joints don't hurt.
Isn't that wonderful? All right. Well, I thank you so very, very much. And I guess if you'd like to just share, is this something that was difficult? Is this something that...
Not at all. I mean, to me, this is just a lifestyle. I can't even think of changing my eating habits at all. And, of course, the weight loss is wonderful.
Yeah, and how much weight, may we ask, did you lose?
At this point, I'm close to 20 pounds.
Wow. And this is in what amount of time since we began?
About 6 weeks,
6
maybe.
weeks. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you, Ruth, because every time that we have another patient who has this kind of experience, the more people that become aware of it, they know that they have an alternative and that they don't have to reach for the strong drugs, medications, which create a whole bunch.
It's wonderful.
You have side effect of
And I
good
thank
health.
you.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you, dear. Transpired, in your world as a result of making this transformation.
Well, I dropped 60 points on my cholesterol.
60.
60 points there.
Okay.
The thickness of my blood was a 5. I was as a risk for a heart attack. I'm a 1 now.
Isn't that something?
So-
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Zamora, you had mentioned that happened about how many days into the program? 18, was it?
18 days exactly into the program. I didn't even finish the program. I was still on. And I fasted that morning, and the doctor was like, "It's amazing.
Yeah. Amazing.
That your cholesterol was down so low." My good cholesterol was down a little bit.
Okay.
And he goes, "Because you're not eating meat."
Okay. Well, that's his opinion.
Right. Because
Yeah.
you need more protein.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
So, and overall, I mean, how do you feel?
I feel great. I'm wearing clothes that I haven't worn in 5 years.
All right. And when you came in today, you told me that it's costing you money because you had to go out and get new clothes.
Right. Exactly.
That's money well spent.
I even lost weight on my feet.
Yeah,
I haven't
it's
worn
swelling
these shoes
and
in
stuff.
5 years.
No kidding.
They've never fit.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Oh, that's terrific.
I
All
feel
right.
great.
Well, I'm so grateful that, it went through the family, and we'll get to some more in a second there. But, the beauty of things for me is to see how, I always use the expression, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. And this is exactly what's happened. It's a perfect example, of metaphor that I, hear about. So go ahead there, girl. You got the wife over here, Mr. Carlos.
Well, I'm
And
very excited because just 10 days into my cleanse, I suffered from bursitis in the hip, and I had joint issues and fibromyalgia. And just 10 days into it, I woke up totally pain-free.
And migraines.
And the migraines, I haven't really had a migraine since I started the cleanse.
yeah.
I feel great.
That's amazing. So, the stories are terrific. We hear about them. And I've always said to people, if you go onto standardprocess.com, they also have people on YouTube's who basically are doing this as well, just sharing what has taken place. So now, Vilma, you have been through this already.
Yes.
Was there anything that you actually experienced for yourself? It doesn't have
First, I
to.
lost 14 pounds.
You lost 14
14
pounds.
pounds.
Wow.
And more healthy, more
Energy.
energy.
More energy. Yeah.
Sorry, my English. No.
That's okay. That's perfect.
Yes.
We actually.
I'm so happy because my son
Yes.
lost a lot.
Yes.
My daughter too.
Yes. That's
Me too.
terrific.
I'm so happy.
That's wonderful.
And I try to, ¿cómo decir?
A tu esposo.
No, darle.
¿Cómo se dice?
¿Cómo se dice?
Not right there, huh?
¿Cómo se dice? Que quiero. Le he dicho a mucha gente en Miami.
Oh, she's talking about the rest of our family in Miami.
Yes.
To talk
About
about
Everybody's happy. Oh, please
They're all
send me
interested.
Send me information.
Send me
So,
information.
one of the things I just want to comment, and I was thinking about this the other day, we talk about holidays and whatnot, it's an amazing gift to be able to give somebody.
Yeah.
So, give some thought to that because, as I said, candle loses nothing. I always tell people you don't have to be a doctor, to help people. All we
Yeah.
got to do is to share, what has been working very well in my life. And even if it's not exactly, I can't predict what's going to happen. I just know that it's an amazingly,
I'm so happy.
you're happy
Yes.
for yourself.
Yes.
You're happy for your family.
For my family.
This how terrific. And now I hear that my friend Richard is going to be helping you with exercise.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a terrific thing.
Next time, maybe in 2 weeks.
Whenever.
2 weeks.
That's terrific.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, and my buddy Jeffrey. So Jeffrey, what?
Well, I changed the diet a little bit. I added 3 cheeseburgers a day.
I didn't get that diet.
It would have been 4, but I snuck you the last one. I noticed after 4 days that my hip, which I have arthritis in already, felt better, and my sciatica was, much better. I mean, do they still bother me? Yes, but not to the same extent. And thanks, Jody, for the recipes, because even today I had the lentils and spinach,
Right.
which I eat probably 3 times a week.
I know, it's
because
great.
it's so easy. My wife's amazed because I'm cooking.
Yeah.
But I am cooking a lot of chicken and a lot of fish, too.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
fine.
I'm not getting away from that. Haven't had a hamburger in 6 weeks, and that'll be every few months.
But if
It's
you
no big
did,
deal.
it's not such a,
No, not at all.
We always explain, and I know, people listening, it comes to summertime. If any of you guys have a barbecue, or I had a barbecue and, I had you come over, I will eat everything. And we do that. So it's not like this has to be something that's so restrictive. It's but an opportunity that, again, it's what we do most of the time.
But the good part is you know what? Tomorrow, I'm going to eat my salad. I'm going to eat my lentils. This is okay. You have tools at your disposal, whereas you had none before. You have tools at your disposal to go back to predominantly living a life that almost secures you living a life, as opposed to just going through the motions of living a life and feeling, you revitalized yourself, as opposed to being without energy because of the food choices that you've made. So I think that's the key, to know that you can eat a little differently one day because you can always go back because now you formed a habit of eating right instead of a habit of eating wrong.
Do you feel different after you eat meat?
I don't, to be honest with you, I never ate a lot of meat to begin with. So when I eat meat, I really don't feel so good after that. That's just me. But I can eat chicken and fish okay. And even if I haven't had it for a while and I eat chicken and fish, I feel fine. But I've never, ever, I was a very little meat eater to begin with.
Because I used to drink a lot of milk. And today, for the first time, I had a cup of 1% milk. Did not like it.
Didn't like it, yeah.
It was
Right.
too sweet for me.
Yeah. So, Carlos, remember, Maria and I were talking, and on my tape, from everything I've read, there's a lot of illusions. I use that word a lot because what I have found is that we all carry illusions. So what I'm referencing here is drink your milk. That's how you get strong bones. That's what they said about Wonder Bread. It builds strong bodies 12 ways. You've got to be kidding me, right? So this was such a fallacy. Yeah, that was a purely white, it's all sugar. It does not build bones and build, and milk, by the way, as I was sharing with other people, milk, there's no other mammal on the planet that drinks milk after it weans itself from its mother. Think about it. Watch Channel 158. We do every night. And it's fascinating to see. And, when my son was, he has diabetes, when he was, okay, you can do that. When he was diagnosed with diabetes, we went to a Chinese medicine man in Manhattan. He's not a doctor, but his family has been involved in healing for 300 years. You think they know something? And what he was explaining to me as we sat in his reception room on the floor, because that was his reception room, he was in sweats and a T-shirt, yes, and he basically explained that my grandparents and great-grandparents, we watch Animal in the Jungle. That's how they learned. You think they know maybe more than to what's going on maybe at Johns Hopkins or Columbia Presbyterian, and that's not to be disparaging to traditional healthcare. What I'm trying to say is that if we would just learn to be like the animals, because they are instinctual, we've lost our instincts. So you come here listening to me, and I've got to try to give some guidance. I go to the books and try to get their guidance. But unfortunately, when we listen to just information changes every day, which is the reason why people get so fed up. I don't know what to believe anymore. You had said to me, you don't watch the Dr. Oz shows or whatever. You're tired because you got the basic understanding. And that's really what I feel is the truth, too. It's never going to be about the next product. I mean, we carry product here, and that's great. And there are certain things that we absolutely need. But if you get a sense of where we're coming from, and the purpose of this type of a meeting is to remind ourselves and to dig deep into the understanding it is not complicated. Keep your body in motion. Eat the kind of foods and things that grow. Getting back to our original statement, Carlos, the calcium is in everything green.
Right.
A cow doesn't get his calcium from milk. He produces milk, or she produces milk, I should be more as a result of eating green. So if you're eating greens, and then people say, I will not eat vegetables. So if that's the case, then what we do is we provide people with lean greens. These are greens. These are all vegetables that have been desiccated. And that means dried out, but inherently have all of their value. The more you talk about it, the more you live it, the more you own it. And for me, the selfish part where I walk from one room to Zimura to then go to Jeff, to then go to the next person, and kind of repeating it, I almost feel fraudulent that if I'm not doing the things. And guess what? The happiest way that a human being can live their life, the happiest that you can get, is by being congruent. Because what I've learned is the greatest joy that I can receive is what's happening right now in this room. To know that I've somehow influenced a person's life is a very, very powerful thing. And what I say all the time is, you don't got to be a doctor to do that. Every single one of us has that amazing capacity. So tell me about what you experienced as a result of your participating, because you're the catalyst here, lady.
I started it all, right? And I'm so grateful for you. And I really feel that I was sent here by God, because I almost picked another chiropractor, and something was telling me, no, just don't go to him. I don't know what it was, but it was my instinct, and I canceled that appointment, saw you on your YouTube, and I was sold. And I'm so glad I made that choice, because it's affected 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've lost count. Like at least 5 members of my family.
Yeah.
And my husband, his cholesterol. He just did it to help me, to go along with me. I was the one that wanted to do it, and thankfully it improved his cholesterol 121 points.
That's
it went
unbelievable.
down. And
Wow.
I think you gave my husband for a lot longer now, which I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Because he needed that, and I feel wonderful.
He's also off the Lipitor.
He's off his cholesterol pill.
Wow.
See, now that's an interesting thing, and I'll interrupt, but the idea is that oftentimes if you talk to your physician, they're going to say, no, you don't have an option. And that's where the illusions come into play. And I'm not an argumentative person, so I'm just going to let people know. And I don't even consider myself a very good I'm not an aggressive salesperson. I believe so strongly in what it is that, each and every one of you have done. And so what happens is I can get behind something, especially when I get the feedback that comes from each and every one of you.